Welcome guys to another video, and well, you're probably wondering why I have not been uploading quite a lot in terms of this. It's mainly because I don't have to upload a lot, and because I do off-screen work, and because the previous recording failed. Yeah, and it was quite cool. But let's go over what I was talking about there. So my previous recording failed because I think my main drive was bugging out a lot. So unfortunately it didn't save the settings of what we did, and it was like 5 FPS. Things that I covered was I added this little water pool. I made the house look a lot better, as you might have noticed. I added some pretty little South African flags here. I went shearing for the wool for that. And then I got a whole bunch of stuff from a mining episode, which you should have seen already. Hopefully I added it. If not, then I forgot. I actually kind of forgot about it when I looked through the recording and then discovered it was horrible. And I also realized why I keep alt tabbing. It's because I press alt and sideways, as in A. Alt and D. No, only A. Only A does it. So, basically, I got on some pretty cool topics, which I may just talk to you now about. Okay, I can sleep good. But, what I didn't know actually was that there was a building over here. Let's go look at it. I learned some things from it as well, which was quite cool. I gave Leo 2 doors. I fixed his door. It was broken down, probably by a zombie. But I didn't realize that if you went over here and you keep going and going, you see this. I didn't see that. No one gave me a tour of it either. It's pretty pointless though. It doesn't have anything inside. It's a pretty good building as well. But I mean, I like these live shots. Just look at that. That's what I went over as well. It was so pretty. But back onto the topic that I was talking about. Well, basically, I was going through this and I was thinking, and I was like thinking back to my old Minecraft days. Now, hopefully, this recording doesn't fail. But basically, my most played kind of Minecraft game, like you could call it a mini game, it wasn't really a mini game. It was quite a let's just say it was a core game, yes, which we'll get onto the name. Its name was Flat Core, and basically you spawned on a flat world with the basics of nothing. You spawned randomly in a flat world that had 3 biomes: river, desert, which is basically sand and some cactus, and some grass. Now, I've been trying to recreate this kind of type of server, and it's not easy. I'm trying to make it better as well. Cause if you didn't realize by now, I'm not playing it anymore, which means it has died. It has effectively died. Actually, I didn't know that this was done. Yeah, okay. But it effectively died because lack of players. But let's get onto the game mechanics. The game mechanics were pretty simple. You die, you go to a different dimension called I think it was the ether or something like that. Now this wasn't a modded server, by the way. This was complete plug-in server. Okay. It was kind of like factions in a way, but it was a unique type of factions. It had just 3 biomes. It was flat world. It had randomly generated structures that were custom. So it was pretty much like random villages that were one house that had loot in them. Like god apples. God apples were not hard to find. I'm just gonna say that. Probably every like 10 buildings you checked, but buildings were actually quite far apart, like one every 500 blocks ish. At least there was one per biome. Now, let me just go over the biomes again. It was river, okay, desert, and plains. Yeah, plains. Now, I'm just gonna say my memory isn't that great. It was about 2 years ago that I actually did it. But yeah, so let's carry on. It had 3 biomes. It had 2 new dimensions. One ether, I think it was called. I'm not too sure. Either an ether or the hell. Some people nicknamed it hell, because that's where you went when you died. And then whilst you're there in the ether, you could either wait a certain amount of time, which was like 30 minutes ish, or you could kill mobs with the gear that you spawned with, and then if you kill enough mobs, okay. It appears flying was not enabled on that server. Okay. Obviously I lagged and I was in the air, yeah. But the ether was quite interesting in the ways the mobs were not that easy. They're extremely difficult, and the kit didn't make it any easier. Certain ones have points, etc. The higher the points, the harder they were. Points determined when you get home. It was like 50 points, and you could go back and randomly spawn or something like that, or go back to your death point with /back, etc. But yeah. And then the second dimension was called the Haven dimension. I'm very sure it was called the Haven dimension. But the Haven dimension was the best dimension in the universe, just by the fact that it had ores, diamond ores. Okay, I can tell you now, every 5 blocks you would at least find 2 or 3 precious ores. Gold, diamonds, emeralds. Diamonds are very not rare there, but to get there it cost like 4 diamond blocks, 5 emerald blocks, and a few other blocks. Okay, that's a big building. Who's building this actually? Be very surprised if it was one of the new guys. Doesn't have a name. Can I colonize it? No, this is definitely not any of the new guys. If you don't know, there's a few new guys as well. I'm mostly lagging a little bit. I bet you this is like Leo or something. Wait, it's got a sign here. What is this? The Sterling Tower coming soon. Okay. I assume it would be someone like Duckos or Leo. Press the button again. But there's 3 new guys, I think. Cyrus, Tyrus, or Taurus, and Nadra. Okay, this is not cool. Who blew this up, actually? Who did this? Because they did not fix it. This is not cool. Please don't put in anything too secret right now. Of course, the plan is to make a secret building, etc. Actually, let me go over the loot that we got as well. But But let's get back onto topic. Well, the ether was quite. The haven was quite cool. Because it also had wool. It had spawners that you could do. But there was one fatal glitch, which is literally fatal. You could not get out of it without dying. Now, there was only one way to get the loot and go out. It was actually two ways. One was through the admins, but they didn't really help you that much because they were corrupt. And then two was get an ender chest before going. And then put all the stuff in and then die. So, yeah. That's how you died. And you got the loot. But they did fix it, and pretty much 1 second in there is like 30 minutes or something in the overworld. Now 30 minutes in the overworld is quite long, to be honest. I'm also gonna make this a full water source sometime when I have the patience, but yeah. So pretty much all the time I ever had on that server, which was probably like 200 hours, I'd say, at least. Minus, actually no. The glitch was that when you went in there, the time counted down. But when the time finished, it didn't take you back. So, you were stuck there. So, I think my total mass of hours was like 200 hours or something. So, I had about 400 ether time, haven time. In total. And I kind of used that all because I went there several times. I hate people. Who literally blew this up? Like, seriously. In fact, I'm gonna kill the skeleton that's in here. Well, this is dark. Rather not. But, yeah. It was kind of glitched. There was also, like, one way that you could actually glitch in there after they patched that. And I don't know how you did it exactly. I think you just spam went in there and you eventually just glitched it. But actually on that server, me and another guy by the name of NSKE some, I think that's how you did it. No, NJONKSKE. That along that name, I think. I'm not too sure. It was such a long time ago. He was like the best friend I ever had there, because he stood up for me pretty much. You know, he was on the opposite faction, and he was kind of one of the most powerful dudes, and then there was a ruler above him, but he always looked out for me, okay, and he like, yeah, it's quite cool, actually. He stood up for me, and then the other guy just didn't play, and then he became the ruler, and then him and me basically ruled the server past then. We raided people, we did everything. There's some drama involved where I had to actually kind of raid a friend that I had made, and he was actually my second best friend. Someone named by the Ice Fire 13 was the best person I've ever seen. I think it's Icefire 13, let me check. So yeah. I'm not too sure if they changed the name. Okay. Let me see. No, they changed the name. But it was a female skin. Leo joined. So yeah, like we had some pretty insane adventures, dude. It's like it was like roleplay, but not. We had our own tiny community that was gonna try uprise and kind of like I don't know, some revolution that's happened sometime in history. But so basically, yeah, we had some pretty interesting ideas, and it was working. But the thing is, letting in members was the most hard thing to do, because there would always be one member that would always tell our location. It would literally be like the most legit stuff ever. It's like alliances. It's like, okay, we let in this guy, and he's like a pawn for the biggest faction, and then they tell the biggest faction our chords, and then the biggest faction come and raid us. I mean, that is literally like, I don't know what. It was like insane. So it was, I don't know, it was pretty insane. I don't know what you could call that, really. Maybe comment down below. It was literally like the most legit stuff I've ever seen. Like, we let in a member, he like gets situated, we tries to trust him, and then he betrays us, okay? He just betrays us. Flat says, yeah, and then you know what happens? The employers kill him. The biggest faction kills him in Ozone, steals his loot. It's insane, to be honest. It's like the most insane stuff I've ever seen in a Minecraft game. Like, in fact, sometimes, like they ask, and they say, oh, we're not gonna hurt you, etc, etc, if we give you the chords of this guy's base, and etc and etc. And that's kind of how it happens. I can't remember his name. He was like the best guy I've ever met as well. He was like the most legit guy I've ever met. Ooh. My history in Minecraft. Okay, so I have been talking about my adventures way too long. So let's just clarify why I'm kind of been for about 2 hours talking about nothing. Nothing that affects you guys that have been watching. But the history is kind of important if you want to realize who I am. Oh wow, Pigman. Oh yeah, Pigman. can ask Dakota if I can get some name tags. Hello, Pigman. Please respond, Dakota. And I actually did some pretty oh my god. Okay, he left. Dakota, I hope you don't mind, but you've got about 2,000 name tags. Like, I'm gonna use one. So if you don't like it, it's kind of essential if I want this Pigman. Now, where did you put your name tags? I know you had like 2,000 name tags. Name tags, please. I saw like 2,000 name tags somewhere, yeah. I swear he had like, yeah. I hope he doesn't mind me using one name tag. That's crafting table, okay. Oops. What is oops? What did you do? What did you do? Please tell me. I'm gonna use... Hopefully he hasn't despawned. Wow. Wow. Please say he didn't despawn. Like anything but he despawned. 2 creepers on top of there. Where did he go? Don't say he despawned. Like, are you serious? You couldn't have despawned. Or you went through the portal again. Does he have an anvil? No, he's got an anvil. Oh, don't shoot me. I'm pretty sure it's got an anvil somewhere. Yes. It broke. Ow. Oh wow. Don't shoot me, please. No. Must. Well, I got a name tag prepared now, at least. Oh, it didn't even cover half of what it is. Oh, you missed so badly. Oh, miss! No, I don't have arrows. Oh no, oh no! 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 Creepers! Don't do this to me. Let's blow up this. Ow. Don't.